People take MOOCs for a variety of reasons. Sometimes people will take sometimes professors who aren't so happy with MOOCs will say, well, you have 100,000 people signing up for a MOOC and maybe 5,000 people completed it, and so obviously MOOCs are worthless. But do we ever go to a textbook and look at who touched the textbook in the bookstore? And then that would be our starting point, right? So maybe 100 people would touch the textbook, but completers would be those who finished every chapter and took a quiz or a test on every single chapter in that book. Would we ever rate books that way? Because if we did, hardly anybody would be a book completer. Now, when people sign up for a MOOC, it's often like touching a book in the bookstore and riffling through it. You just are trying to get a feel for it. Because we have statistics about that information in MOOCs, we think that's the critical figure. But actually, a lot of people watch MOOCs at parts of MOOCs and they get a lot out of it. So people can watch MOOCs for part of a class assignment. They may watch a certain part of a MOOC. They can watch it for professional development. So they can watch it for personal interest. But don't confuse a seemingly low completion rate with people's actual ability to learn from what's going on online. We have this erroneous conception that only if they complete it will they have actually done the learning that we wanted them to do. But we never check out textbooks in that way. We never say, does a person do every chapter in a textbook? Because we know they only need parts of what we're teaching from textbooks.
Did you know? Students are clearly hungry to learn, and they're particularly hungry for practically useful, scientifically based information told in a way that they can really get it. Barbara Oakley, the most popular online course, teaches you to learn.
Now, a big thing in online learning is humor. I don't know what it is, but humor is often kind of looked down upon by many professors, I think because it's hard to be funny, right? I mean, it's spontaneous and so forth, but on a MOOC, it's much easier to be funny. There's one, here I'll flip forward for a second. This one fifth grader wrote to me and she said, basically, I signed up for this MOOC and I got a lot out of it and I never knew that professors could be so witty. And I'm like, well, of course it's witty. I scripted that witty in, right? I have the time to think about it. Here's what we do know. If the music is fast and loud, it disrupts reading comprehension in part because you use some of the same areas of the brain to process music as you do to process language.
Think fast. Should humor be used in the videos? A. No, humor is a bad thing for e-learning. B. Yes, it captures the audience's attention. C. No, it makes the video less credible. Correct answer, B. Yes, it captures the audience's attention.
So I'd like to give you just a little bit of insight into how a good MOOC can reach a broad variety of people. I've just talked about basically a 13-year-old who took the online course and really got a lot out of it. And our older daughter, who's in medical school, did a video and she was modeling the idea of blocking out attention so that you could really focus on things. And so what happened was she was in med school. She was being taught by one of her professors, a very well-known physician, and he's teaching away, stops the class, points at her and says, you were the girl in the MOOC. So even as disparate as basically a 13-year-old and a preeminent physician can take online learning, even the same materials, and learn a great deal out of it. We also have refugee camps in Somalia who are taking the online course. The California State Prison System has people taking the course. So You can reach so many people using these online technologies. It's absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for your attention today, and I hope this might have been a little bit valuable for you.